Was geht ab, Leute? Heute mal wieder zu einem 3x3 Mindfight, der Kampf gegen dich selbst, besiege dich selbst. Heute mit einem exklusiven Stargast aus den USA, der Alex, kürzlich erst kennengelernt auf Instagram, komplett fasziniert von dem Content, den dieser Typ produziert, 28 Jahre jung, eine Maschine, Persönlichkeitsentwicklungsbabo an der Stelle. Das ganze Ding wird natürlich, weil wir uns ja in die USA transferieren, jetzt auf Englisch stattfinden. So Alex, welcome to the 3x3 Mindfight here in my show. Thank you very much for joining me and us. And I'm very proud for our first international guests in this let's say show.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
No, it's us. It's our pleasure. And like we already had a talk before here. I don't want to say anything before you can actually present your fight or your 3x3. Let's just jump right into it and talk about the first round. Ding! Question number one, or round number one. What was the biggest fuck up, mistake, or obstacle in your life that really challenged you to a point where you maybe struggled really hard? Go.
Okay. So I've had a few. I've definitely had a few. One thing, I was actually working at an aerospace company prior to getting into the fitness industry. And at that time, I was there for about 2.5 years. And during that time, I learned a lot, but I went through a huge depression, and I got really anxious about life, about like how to literally live. Literally, I'd wake up every day and I would say to myself, like, what the am I doing? Like what? And I did that for about 2.5 years. And it wasn't until I finally woke up and just realized that what I'm doing and what I'm doing in the moment of right now is not it's not my story, and it's not my chapter. It's not my whole entire book. You know what I mean? So I ended up quitting my job and just going 100% into fitness, into helping people. And I've been doing that ever since. So yeah, I think just that whole entire battle of 2.5 years of just waking up, wanting to literally just end it all. Even though I had a great paying job and everything, but just literally waking up every single day and going to that, knowing that that's not in my story, but still, reading that chapter, reading that page, it just was like that was like hell on earth in itself. Right. And if everyone that's been like through anxiety, depression, anything like that, like, you know how it is, like you feel alone. But you also realize, and what I realize is that, what you are and who you are right now is not your whole entire story. I say this a lot. I'm gonna say this again. It's if you have like a 500-page book, and you have like one bad page or two bad pages, or even like 20 bad pages, you still have, 480 pages to read, right? So focus on that. Focus on the 480 pages left to read for the story to get good, instead of those 20 pages that you may have had bad. So yeah, that's definitely been something that I've worked through, and yeah, I'm happy to kind of get through it now.
Nice. I mean, like, nice, outstanding. There's lots of people, including myself, who have been or still are in this situation where they can't even think about a life where they are happy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you're down to the hole, if you're down into the depression, if you're down into the anxiety, if you're down into the fear of whatever, of life, I'd say, of what's to come, it's sometimes so hard to actually break through your own limits.
Yes.
And that's what you did. I mean, like, everybody's fighting their own fight. Everybody has their mind fight. Like, literally everybody has their mind fight daily. And once you're a champion, once you conquered your belt, you know what I mean, your title a couple of times, and you have the self-esteem to know that you're more than what your thoughts are, that's when actually, in my case, of course, I can tell 100%, and I'm trying to help people to get there. That's where improvement starts.
Yeah. And
So,
it's so great that like that you, once you realize that, and you realize that, oh, well, this doesn't have to be, the way that things are, then that in itself and just helping other people to get to that point is so rewarding.
yeah.
It's so rewarding.
Yeah, I gotcha. Round number 2. Thank you. First round done. Okay, thank you.
How'd I do? Am I getting it out? Pop, pop, pop. I've been boxing a little bit, so I got the little jab, that little uppercut.
You do box? You actually do boxing?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, recreational. I don't do like professional boxing.
I actually boxed in Hamburg, like at 2
Oh,
fights.
nice.
Yeah, at like
let's spar a little bit. That'd be great. I'm always looking for like a sparring partner. I always want to learn more because I'm self-taught. So
I loved it. I mean, I loved it. Like I can show you 1 or 2 moves that actually improved my fighting ability a lot after this fight. So let's go to the second round. Second round, Alex. Okay, coming through this, being at the bottom, how has this down affected your mindset, your life, and how have you improved since then? What was your story? How did that impact your life?
So I know we talked a little bit about like COVID, but like I said before, like COVID was like a catalyst to me actually like taking a real hard look at my life.
Yeah.
Right. So as I was like down at that low point, I was going through the motions. I would get up, go, and even a little bit after I started training, I still had that moment of like imposter syndrome and just like imposter life almost. Like, oh well, I shouldn't be living life. Like literally, I should not be living life. I should just,
You're faking it. You're not worth it.
So, and so something that helped me to kind of get through it is, again, just realizing that what I do in the moment of now is all that I can control. What happens in the future, what happens in the past is that there's 2 separate identities.
Yeah.
Right? But the identity that I can control right now is, the moment of now. Right. And one thing that kind of helped me to kind of get over and just kind of evolve is realizing that on the opposite side of fear is freedom, but also that on the opposite side of freedom is fear, and realizing that there's a duality in there, and realize that it's fine that to live on that duality, but you have to live on that. You have to live on that duality, right?
Yeah.
And you have to, in order to get to the opposite side of of the freedom side, you have to embrace the fear side, and vice versa. So that kind of helped me to kind of like evolve, and just kind of get through my crap, right? And then on top of that, like I was living in my apartment. I got into an entanglement, and that was not very fun. It ended up a disaster. I basically like decided, hey, you know what? I'm just going to complete reset. And when I mean complete reset, I decided that I'm going to sell everything in my apartment. I'm going to sell my car, get rid of it. I junked my car for like $300. It was like it was like a $4,000 or $5,000 car. I was like, I'm just gonna I'm getting rid of everything because I need this restart, right? Yeah. And just realizing that it may not have been the best financial decision, but realizing that what I can do right now is I could just do a hard reset because we have time, right? And I feel, and I'm not gonna take advantage. I'm not going to take the time that I have now, what's the word I'm looking for?
Wasted? No.
Yeah. I'm not going to waste time that I have now. I know that $4,000 may seem like a lot for a car, but it's the end day. It's
a lot. It's not a lot of money to get freedom.
Exactly.
Pretty cheap freedom.
Exactly. What is your cost of freedom?
Yeah.
So I junked everything. I ended up saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to need some time to kind of recuperate and kind of work on my mental brain. So I actually went and moved back in with my parents, which is something that no one wants to do ever, but it's something that I decided and before I moved back in, I told myself, hey, you know what? Before you move back in, you are moving back in. It's not you're moving back. This is a stepping stone for you to move forward. But you have to realize that there's a lot for you to learn, and you need help in order to learn this.
Yeah. You know, like we have a saying in Germany, like if you want to jumpstart a race, you have to set a step back.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like if you want to jumpstart, if you really want to jumpstart, you have to put one foot back to actually get the throttle to go forward. And that's what we have in Germany. I'd say it's one of the crazy, I mean, thank you. End of round 2. I always forget about it.
We just like skipped it. We're like, boom, zoom.
Because what you said was so triggering myself. I've been there too, to the point where like money is a big issue, but once you get to the point where you understand that your life isn't worth shit if you're not living your life.
Yep, it's
like,
really not.
It's not your life. How can it be worth to you anything? Like you're living the life of somebody who told you have to live like this and whatever. And there are rules to this world. Like you have to go through certain stages of improvement in your personality. Also through your career, you can't overjump everything. That's not possible.
Yeah.
But if you just stay on course, that's the like this is already magic. Like you feel better. Your life develops indefinitely. Like there's no 0 times 1 million still 0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you just 0.1. That's already an indefinite upgrade to what you had before. If it's not your life, you know what? Like kind of. I hope you get the picture what I'm saying. But
yeah, no, I think, and let me make sure I clarify is when you start reliving your life for you, you start to actually it starts to click mentally where it's like, you know what, I don't need to do this because this is not me. Me going to let's say college, for instance.
yeah,
right? In my view, you don't necessarily have to go to college to be successful, right?
No.
But everyone says you have to go to college to be successful, right? And then when you realize and take yourself out of that situation where I don't need to do this to get to this just because everyone else is going that way. I could just go and cut across.
And listen. You just said, I don't need to do this to get to this. The problem is that most of the people don't want this, what they actually think they want.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Their goal is wealth, huge amount of wealth, whatever reason for. And they want to have this attention from their surroundings, from their family, from their friends, from people who badmouth them, from people who actually they don't care about. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of waste of time and energy into this kind of thoughts. And once you have your real own goals, you understand what you really want, even a tiny step into this direction is the right way.
Exactly. And even knowing that, and one thing that you said, like even knowing that people, they may have your best intentions, but it's not their life.
Yeah.
Like you have to live it for yourself. When at the end of the day, when they're long and gone, God rest their soul, you're still going to be living your life. So you got to live it for you. Yes, take advice, take disciplines from other people, but at the end of the day, you got to live it for yourself.
There's wisdom in lots of old folks and people that already been on the earth for longer than yourself. But the problem is they're also projecting their failures or their always which never been satisfied on you, that you have to go to college and finish this because they couldn't. But the times changed. And if you look into business, from the business perspective, I was a business owner for 12 years. When I was 18 years to 19 years, I started out as a business owner and never stopped working as an own business owner. I have never been employed for somebody.
Yeah.
Till now I'm employed for somebody because I stepped down from my ego, which is almost the same thing as for you going back to your parents, from like ego wise. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm going one step back. So what I was trying to say, business wise, if you look into companies from one person company to, I don't know, Fortune 500, 50% of the CEOs and owners, never went to college.
Yeah,
Like there's
exactly.
no other position which is actually the best position you can have for success, where there's this equality. If you go just 2 levels beneath it, like assistant of a CFO, they all work their ladder upwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if you want to
Yeah.
go, if you want to go for the real money, for the big thing, you don't need to go to fucking college. It's 50-50. Like
Yeah. You just have to you just have to know what you want. That's
yeah.
really what the end goal. You have to know what you want. You have to be able to work for it. If you know what you want and you're willing to work for it, then anything is possible. And one thing that you said is about ego is this is one thing I like to remind myself daily, is that it's fine for ego to be in your car. It's fine for ego to be in your passenger seat. Just do not let them drive.
Dude,
Do not let them drive. It's fine to have them in your car, but don't let them drive. So that's
Alex,
I have to remind myself that all the time. Don't let them drive.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, what I love about you already is that your skill of metaphorizing. I don't know what to call it, to make a picture. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Metaphorization, metaphor.
Metaphors.
Yeah, your metaphoric skills are very nice. Like
I get it from my pop. My pop is goat for that. I don't know how he does it. He'll be like, he'll look at a tree and be like, that tree one day is going to turn into a log, and that log is going to be paper, and that paper is going to be something that you write your success down with. So make sure that you have the circle of life in your life. I'm like, wait, what? so yeah, I take my pop for that.
Okay, your skills got you got your skills from there. Okay, last round.
Last round. Let's go.
Very long round. Good round. Last round. So, considering you could talk to your younger self, let's say the amount of years you would like to go back. It doesn't matter. You don't have to take one. It doesn't have to be 1 year or 2 years or 5 years. Just if you could talk to your younger self whenever you wanted to and tell him one advice, the young Alex, what would that be?
Oh man, there's so much things I would tell him. I was stupid. I was doing a lot of stupid stuff. Oh, there's so much stuff I would say. I guess I would go with the cliche thing of it's gonna be okay,
But how would you say it? How would you say it, knowing that you wouldn't listen? No, shut up! Listen to me.
No, listen. I would say, hey, come here. Sit your black butt down. We're gonna talk. And we would just talk for hours until I kind of got to my own score. Because I'm stubborn. I know that I'm stubborn. That's something that I'm working on too. But one thing so here's what I would say to my past self is to seize the moment, right? And realize that what you do right now is all that you can control. What happens 5 minutes from now, what happens 5 minutes ago, that's all fugazi. That's all. It's either here or it's not. So control the moment of right now and get up every day and just show up. There's gonna be so many opportunities that you have that you can capitalize on, but you have to show up. Right, showing up is 90% of the battle. After that, you've already gotten there, so you might as well finish. So that's what I would say is just shut up, show up, and just put in the work.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Shut up, show up, and put in the work.
Yeah, exactly. Shut up, show up, put in the work.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Nice. Everything becomes a lot easier.
Alex, thank you very much for this 3x3. Folks, if you're from anywhere around the planet and you speak English and you would like to come into this show and present your fight against your own Mindfight to spread some love and tell everybody out there that you're not alone. Everybody has this Mindfight. Everybody's going through very equal, more or less this identical problems, and we are just human. So if you're ready to go and just tell it how it is and talk to me about that and have a little chat and have a little fight, talk to me. Und jetzt nochmal auf Deutsch. Wenn du jemand bist, der wirklich auch mal durch die Täler gegangen bist, jemand bist, der sich mit sich selber auseinandersetzt, der am Arsch war, der wirklich schon mal vom Leben richtig schön rangenommen wurde, dann melde dich bei mir, komm in den 3x3 Mindfight, zeig den Leuten da draußen, dass es für dich auch, dass es für die anderen auch einen Weg gibt, dass sie auch erkennen, okay, ich bin nicht alleine, jeder geht durch diese Täler. Ich danke dir, Alex. Thank you very much, Alex, for your time.
Thank you for having me.
We would do another Mindfight. We would do more of this if you.
Let's do some more. I love it. I love these. This is fun. This is really fun. I love it. More giddy. You're making a black man blush. I love this.
Thank you, man. All right. Peace.